Thank you. Just today, I keep my teaching and this kind of work and my book writing, I keep it separate. But today it slipped out of my mouth that I had on a JoJo on the show. And right away, it didn't take them long. I gave them the name of the show and they went there and they found it and they started watching it. Right. It was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want you taking up too much, but it's it's working. In other words, what we're doing, and for you to come on the show, you don't have to come on my show. You're not selling your book, you're not selling anything. For you to come on my show and give me your time means a lot to me, and it's going to mean a lot to the kids when they see. And how about their parents? You're a living legend here in Miami and in Florida, and their parents are going to be watching this show and saying, "Wow, look at that! Richmond is alive and still kicking and still looking good." And so, even after 185 games against the toughest, the toughest guys, I have to ask you this question. The game is over. You
Yes.
played against some complete maniacs. They tried to destroy your life. At the end of the game, you shake hands. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's the thing is once the game is over, you kind of go back to being a normal person, but in between those 4 quarters or for by just some circumstance, the game goes into overtime, you're going to compete as long as the game is going on. But at the end of the game, you might not be happy that you won or lost, but at least, it's just sportsmanship. You go shake that guy's hand because a lot of guys you're going to end up playing against again or whatever. Or some of them might even become your teammates, just the way the NFL works. So, yeah, I always did that even in high school. It was just groomed. That was the way sportsmanship was. You give it your best shot, you give it 100%, but you're not gonna win it every game. And I think that helps you transition in life. So when you get defeated or whatever, you can say, hey, it's a setback, but it's not you might lose the battle, but you're trying to win the war. So you're gonna take some nicks and bruises along the way. But as long as you do more well than you do, get beat up on most of the time, you're all right. So I always look forward to that. And then, a lot of times you see guys in the off season, just depending on where you live at, or a lot of guys go out to the Super Bowl, you get to meet people. So it's just, it's a brotherhood. And we all love the game and this and that. So it's nothing personal most of the time. And that's the way you always try to view it. So I think that's why we get along so well.